Okay, hi Carolyn. Thanks so much for joining me for a chat today. I'm looking forward to learning more about Sonoma Water's efforts in the Water-Energy Nexus Registry. So 5 years ago, Sonoma Water achieved its goal of operating a carbon-free water system. What exactly is a carbon-free water system?
Yeah, so our carbon-free water system really doesn't have to do with the water we're delivering. H2O does not have a hidden carbon molecule in it, but what carbon-free water means is we are essentially contracting to buy power solely from non-fossil fuel and renewable sources. I say non-fossil fuel because a lot of our energy resources are coming from large hydro, and that's actually not considered renewable. So we're trying to avoid that combustion from fossil fuels, resulting in mainly carbon dioxide emissions alongside others. And so that's truly what carbon-free water is. And as of 2015, we have contracted to procure just about 100% of our energy resources coming from non-fossil fuel and renewable sources. So it's been a huge accomplishment, and Climate Registry too for offering the carbon reporting platform that they do so that we can participate and show that we are operating a carbon-free water supply.
Great. So what exactly drove Sonoma Water to make the shift to a carbon-free water system, and what have been some of the benefits you've seen from that?
So in 2006, Sonoma Water originally recorded or reported their carbon footprint. I don't know if it was publicly disclosed even, but taking what our carbon footprint was at that time, 90% of our emissions were coming, if not more than that, were coming from our electricity use. So if we wanted to make any sort of meaningful change in our greenhouse gas emissions and operating in a sustainable fashion, we really had to take a look at where energy was coming from and hopefully sourcing it from something that was not resulting in greenhouse gas emissions. You know, as a water utility, we are inevitably going to be a huge energy user. And not only that, we have a huge impact on the environment. So because of that, it's really important for us to take care of our watershed, take care of our environment, and people care about that.
Right. And what have been some of the benefits that your ratepayers have seen in terms of cost effectiveness from the shift to a carbon-free water system?
Yeah, it's great for our constituents, our stakeholders, and our ratepayers, most importantly, because this has been largely a very cost-effective program. We have achieved most of our greenhouse gas emission reductions due to power purchasing agreements with JPAs. The biggest energy utility that we buy from is the Power and Water Resources Pooling Authority. So through them, we procure a lot of hydropower, and then otherwise we do also contract with our local community choice energies, Sonoma Clean Power, and Marine Clean Energy.
How does being part of the Water-Energy Nexus Registry and developing a GHG performance metric that you publicly report there help you and your customers achieve their climate goals?
Well, we set the goal, the ambitious goal, to have a carbon-free water energy supply by 2015. So we needed to validate that somehow. And through the Climate Registry, we have our greenhouse gas emissions third-party verified through not just the Climate Registry, but also an outside entity as well. Having those expert eyes on our greenhouse gas inventory outside of, you know, what I do is huge. We need those experts on our eyes, or those expert eyes on our reports, and having that validation is important just to have that transparency in the public sector.
Great. And what are some of the other benefits of being able to provide the metric to your customers and partners? What do they get out of the metric?
Our partners are very, I mean, people in general in Sonoma County are very environmentally conscious. It's important for our stakeholders to know that we're not polluting the environment as a result of our operations. And after taking a look at our carbon report back in 2006, we had to do something about it because Sonoma County was so forward thinking in that way.
Mhm. Great. Can you tell us a little bit more about the process for developing your metric and what exactly you learned along the way?
So yeah, it's a really big data collection process. And really, once you get all of the data together, you use a consortium of different greenhouse gas accounting methodologies in order to calculate your carbon footprint. That's really the process of putting it together. What we've learned over time, particularly when we were just a year or so, a couple years away from being fully carbon free, it was hard to get that last 5% of our energy accounts. It was time in 2013-14, it was our biggest blemish. So we were kind of scratching our heads as to how we were going to be able to transition those accounts. And in the process, Sonoma Water played a key role in the community choice energy forming Sonoma Clean Power. So that was a huge benefit to Sonoma County as well. Customers are automatically enrolled in their Clean Start program, which is both cheaper and less greenhouse gas intensive than the local IOU. So the community members were big fans of the program as well. So it led to all sorts of positive things in the process.
Great. Well, we're certainly glad to hear that. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Carolyn, for chatting with us today. It was great to learn more about Sonoma Water's experience in developing a metric through the Water-Energy Nexus Registry and to hear more about the great work that you're doing to manage the emissions in your water system.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here, and hopefully it was an enlightening conversation.
Absolutely.